is up, everybody? It has been a stinking minute since I made a video. It feels like it's been like almost a year, but it's only been a couple months. So getting right back on track. I've been dying to make another video. This one comes a little bit late, being, you know, the third, oh my gosh, now fourth week of June in this year of our Lord 2020. But what I'm representing here is I did a video for what the numbers look like for April with the coronavirus, and then comparing them to 2019, which is a really good benchmark year, considering it was just a really good year for real estate in DFW, and it's one that we're really proud of. And 2020 was on track to be another 2019, which was going to be just really, really strong. But of course, it got the COVID, and now we have slightly worse numbers, but that's okay. Well, let me grab a. This one will do better. So, so I'll walk you through what's going on here. If you look at the May numbers for 2020 and compare them to 2019, it doesn't look very good. So let's run through them real quick. These are the key indicators that I like to pick just to kind of gauge what we're looking at and what it means. So number of sales. Number of sales in 2019 was over 10,000 sales. That's really, really good. That's a really good month. June and July are usually the biggest months. So we'll see now that everything's getting back to normal in June. I'll put out my June numbers in like a week or two, and we'll compare those again too. But 10,000, over 10,000, that's awesome for a number of sales. New listings over 14,500. Again, really strong number. And as you can see, 2020, we'll get there in a second. And then average sales price, $319,800, almost $320,000. And this is DFW resale numbers, resale. We're not counting new builds in this. People trying to sell their home, which is probably you. So $320,000. Now look at May 2020, and we're just comparing May 2020 to May 19, not a 12-month period, but just those months. So sales for May 2020 compared to 2019, down, I think it was 31%. I cannot do that in my head. I'm not even going to pretend that I can. So down over 30%, you know, comparing the two Mays. Now, new listings. Still a strong number, 12,000, still pretty good for a number of new listings coming on. But this, I believe, was down, and again, I'm really trying to keep with it here. I think that was 13%, 13 or 14. So you get it though, it's lower. And that's a pretty big drop off. The coronavirus really affected people in these two metrics here. And it's pretty much because, again, the same thing I've been saying since the beginning, it separated the people that needed to sell versus the people that wanted to sell. If you wanted to sell, you wanted to test the market, or you said, this is the year, we'll see what we can get, and then we'll move. If you had the luxury to pull the home off the market or hold off on buying, you did. You just waited. Now, these numbers could show up in June, July, August, be blended back in, especially because less people have more time to go see homes now that they don't have to go into work. But nevertheless, these numbers are down pretty significantly. You still have a really nice number. That means 7,000 sales. I mean, as a realtor, that's very encouraging. You still have a job and people are still buying and selling homes. But it has been affected. In May, April especially, but May is also showing us that the lag in numbers, because February and March looked great, and we were wondering, hey, when's it going to show up? Well, it showed up in April, definitely showed up in May. And then your average price, if you try to sell a home in May of 19, you made 10 grand. You made 10 grand more on average across the board for your house. So all indicators were down, and down pretty substantially, but not the end of the world. Considering a world pandemic and, you know, upwards of 25% unemployment across the nation, DFW didn't get hit that bad, by the way. Check your stats. Then, so this is basically a snapshot of the difference between the Mays and the effect that the coronavirus had on the DFW real estate market, resale. Now, I wrote these two numbers here. This is where we are at today. Total number of closings, just over 34,000. We've had a couple bad months, and I say bad because we went down in these indicators, but we're only about a little over 3,000 units off pace than we were in 2019. So this is 2019. It's 2020. So 2020 versus 2019 to up to this point, end of May, 1st of June. Again, we're only about just over 3,000 units off pace for what was a wonderful benchmark year for us last year. So if people are going to ask you, or if you want to bring it up in conversation, or people ask me, they go, how's the real estate market? Well, it's still good. It's not bad. It just got affected for a couple months. And now that everything's getting back to normal, it's, you know, still doing okay. We're not doing terrible. So here's your comparison of up to this point, 2020, and then last year up to this point. We're not far off. We could make that up in the third quarter, possibly the fourth quarter. So stay tuned. I'll let you know what happens in June whenever we get done with it. But here's your indication of how the market's doing. Hope this was helpful. Let me know if I can help you in any way, or if you have any questions about buying or selling a home. I'm your guy. I'm here to help, and just want to make sure you're informed. Thanks, guys.